and welcome back to more of this little chap. Hasn't been in the story too much yet, has he? But I think we might be seeing a little bit more of him as the story goes along. So, Monday, 8th of November 1943. Ever since Mrs. Bloomfeld's husband was killed, I've been worrying a lot about Dad. I didn't before, but I am now all the time. I keep thinking of him lying dead in the sand of Africa. I try not to, but the picture of him lying there keeps coming into my head. And it's silly, I know it is, because I got a letter from him only yesterday, at last, and he's fine. His letters take forever to come. This one was dated 2 months ago. He never said anything to me about being cross. In fact, he sent his love to Tips. Dad says it's so hot out in the desert that he could almost fry an egg on the bonnet of his Jeep. He says he longs for a few days of good old Devon drizzle and mud. He really misses mud. How can you miss mud? We're all sick of mud. It's been raining here for days now. Mizzly, drizzly, horrible rain. Today it was blowing in from the sea, so I was wet through by the time I got home from school. Grandfather came in later. He'd been drinking a bit, but then he always drinks a bit when he goes to market, just to keep the cold out, he says. He sat down in front of the stove and put his feet in the bottom oven to warm up. Mum hates him doing it, but he does it all the same. He's got holes in his socks too. Always has. There's hundreds of gum-chewing Yanks everywhere in town, he says, like flies on a ruddy cowclap. I like it when Grandfather talks like that. He got a dirty look from Mum, but he didn't mind. He just gave me a big wink and a wicked grin and went on talking. He said he was sure something's going on. There are fuel dumps everywhere you look, tents going up all over the place, tanks and lorries parked everywhere. It's something big, he said. I'm telling you. Still raining out there. It's lashing the window panes as I'm writing, and the whole house is creaking and shaking, almost as if it's getting ready to take off and fly out over the sea. I can hear the cows lowing in the barn. They're scared. Tips is frightened and silly too. She wants to hide. She keeps jogging my writing. She's trying to push her head deeper and deeper into my armpit. I'm not frightened. I like storms. I like it when the sea comes thundering in and the wind blows so hard that it takes your breath away. Mrs. Bloomfield said something this morning that took my breath away too. That Daisy Simmons, Ned's little sister, is always asking questions when she shouldn't, and today she put her hand up and asked Mrs. Bloomfield if she was a mummy, just like that. Mrs. Bloomfield didn't seem to mind at all. She thought for a bit, and then she said that she would never have any children of her own because she didn't need them. She had all of us instead. We were her family now, and she had her cats, which she loved. I didn't know she had cats. I was watching her when she said it, and you could see she really did love them. I was so wrong about her. She likes cats, so she must be nice. I'm going to sleep now, and I'm not going to think of Dad lying out in the desert. I'm going to think of Mrs. Bloomfield at home with her cats instead. I just went to shut the window, and I saw a barn owl flying across the farmyard, white and silent in the darkness. There one moment, gone the next. A ghost owl. He's screeching now. They screech. They don't twit-to-oo, they screech. That word looks really funny when you write it down, but owls don't have to write it down, do they? They just have to hoot, or twit-to-oo, twit. More in a moment.